Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Family Jewels. I'm Colton Bartell,
I'm Audie Bartell.
and we are here at Suzanne's Custom Jewelers, and today we're going to be talking about watches. Yes.
In particular, Citizen watches.
Yes.
So, we've been Citizen dealers for, I think, 82 maybe? 81,
Since 82.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not 82.
Right. Well, I got to figure out what would that be, 30.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we started in 81 or 82. One of those two.
Either way, it's been a while.
Yes.
It's been a minute or two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour or two.
Anyway, we're sure most people are familiar with Citizen, and if you're not, then
Maybe we'll be after this.
yes. So Citizen's actually been around for quite a long time, actually, and currently they are the largest watch manufacturer in the world. They own Bulova, which a lot of people are familiar with. Bulova, 'cause Bulova's been around a long time too.
Mm-hmm.
And then in recent years, they've been purchasing some Swiss brands. Still aren't sure what they are yet, but we know that they've bought several Swiss watch manufacturers and kind of taken them over and expanded their footprint in the market, I guess.
Right. I think some of that has to do with basically even that watch. This has an automatic movement in it, and I'm going to say somewhere along the line one of those Swiss companies somebody was making a mechanical movement. I'm just guessing.
No, that's actually what happened. They bought so you know what we're talking about. We're going to show you the watch. Obviously, this is backwards on here because so this isn't like a left-handed watch or something.
So it's like a mirror thing?
Yes, it's a mirrored image. So anyway, what we're talking about is this automatic movement that's in here. And actually what did happen was, you can see it moving around in there a little bit.
Here, let's do it this way. We can get that
A little bit more open.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, Citizen bought a Swiss movement manufacturer. To my understanding, they moved them to Japan. So
Really?
they had a Swiss engineered movement made for their signature line of watches that some of them have these automatic movements in them that are really, really nice. Currently, they have the longest warranty in the watch industry, and very rarely have we ever used them.
No.
Use those warranties. Every watch that they make is very well built and holds up to a lot of abuse.
Well, and to some degree, the reason that these watches are as reliable as what they are is a lot of them are quartz watches, but they're basically an eco drive or echo drive.
Yeah.
Which is it? Echo drive?
Eco drive.
Eco drive.
It depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. So what that means is they're basically powered by light. They do have I guess we'll call a battery or a cell in them.
Yeah, rechargeable battery, basically.
Yeah. And so, but the thing is that watch sees a little bit of light of some kind, doesn't necessarily have to be sunlight, although sunlight will charge it faster than anything else.
Yeah.
That watch we never have to change the battery.
No.
So the reliability thing is a lot of times what the problem with a quartz watch other than Citizen is somebody gets into that watch maybe that shouldn't be in there and
change battery and messes stuff up.
And I know that none of our customers are out there doing that. But that seems to be the problem. All of these watches have a coil that basically turns that power from that cell into power for the watch.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, all you have to do is nick one of those little copper lines and that watch doesn't run anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are other reasons, but for the most part, you don't introduce any dirt, you don't introduce any moisture. All of those things are bad for a watch, no matter whether it's a quartz watch or a mechanical watch.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, these watches are never opened up.
Yeah, they're pretty much sealed from the factory and just stay that way.
Yeah. So, and that's, I guess, I think one of the bigger reasons why Citizen is as reliable as it is just the way they actually store energy and tell time.
Yeah, because with the Eco Drive, on a full charge minimum, they're going to run 6 months in complete darkness. So a lot of people think, okay, well, so in order for them to keep running, they're going to have to see light. Well, in order for them to stay charged,
right,
they'll need to see light. But they can run in the darkness because of that cell that's recharging in there. And they say that there's a couple of the watches in the line that on a single charge, that charge will last up to 7 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know
glad
which
we
ones.
did this today.
I don't know which ones they are.
Yeah.
It's a particular. It's a couple of particular watches that have a certain movement in it.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're pretty standard. I think they're just maybe just time. I don't know that they have date on them or anything, but supposedly they will stay charged for up to 7 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so, with that, they have a bunch of varieties within the line. They actually start with the Eco Drives actually start in what's called their Drive line or their Drive collection. And these are all steel watches. Some of these, like this lady's one here, has crystals set in the bezel.
Really pretty watch.
Yeah. These are going to be kind of the introductory line into the Eco Drive collection. Still really reliable and everything. These have maybe a little bit more edgy looks to them. This one not so much, but a lot of the other ones that are in the Drive collection are a little bit edgier, a little sportier, have brighter colors.
Especially in the men's, I guess.
Yeah, the men's especially. But they do have the Eco Drive movement in it, so you don't have to worry about ever changing the battery or anything like that.
And a lot of these have at least a mineral crystal.
Some of these, like the signature line,
is all sapphire crystal.
Yeah, and what's really cool with that, and it's on most of their sapphire crystals, they have a double anti-reflective coating on them, which is really cool. So it's similar to the coating that they put on your sunglasses to reduce glare and everything like that. But whenever you look at this, like out in the sunlight, or
you get no glare.
Yeah,
I mean, in fact, whenever you're not looking in the sunlight, it looks like you can just stick your finger in the crystal because it looks like there is no.
Yeah,
no
the
crystal.
first time I saw these, I was like, our salesman had come in and he's showing me the watch, and I pick it up and I go, "Oh, this one's got a problem." He's like, "Well, what's wrong?" I go, "It doesn't have a crystal in it." And I went to touch it, and I about jammed my finger in the.
Yeah, they're just amazing. I know
yeah,
it's
it
a little
was-
bit difficult. This is a watch I'm wearing. This is a signature watch, but I can turn that watch.
Yeah, you can't. You
And
don't
you
see any
basically get-
reflections or
I
anything.
don't. It doesn't make sense how they do that. I mean,
I don't
shouldn't
know.
a polished surface have?
Well, it still has direct reflections, but it doesn't have glare. So you can't completely remove reflections because it's a polished surface. So you'll get a direct reflection. So if you have a light that's angled just right, you'll see just that one spot of light, but you won't see the glare from it.
So how do they do that?
I don't know. I just know that we can talk about it.
Well, it's really cool, and
Yeah, it's really
and my
impressive.
watch, they have, these, and we're going to talk about some of them. I guess is mine actually has a perpetual calendar. So what that means is once I set the watch,
And you set the date and the leap year.
once I set the watch, we'll just say
Yeah.
what you have to do for that watch. I don't have to change the date for the weird months that don't have 31 days. or it comes to like leap year, I don't even have to change for.
Yeah, it'll account for it.
Yeah,
It'll go ahead and account for that.
So
29th
it's
day.
the only thing that I ever have to set on the watch is whenever we change from daylight savings to regular time.
Yeah.
Or back.
Yeah.
So I set time twice a year, and
that's
as long as I don't screw that up, I mean the watch is on. The only other thing would be a problem is if I would let the watch run down.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah.
And then I have to go through that setting process again.
Yeah, which actually isn't that difficult to do either.
No.
And
but it's a little confusing if you don't know.
yeah,
what
it
happened.
is. It is. Some of the other cool features that they do on some of these, like the ladies ones, this is from the regular line. This is from what they call the Sunrise collection. They've actually got a diamond dial, mother of pearl, and see this one you can see the reflections on the crystal.
Oh, yeah.
So whenever we hold up one of these other ones, like this, you can see the glare and the reflections on it, and this one you can't. I mean, that's pretty incredible, the difference there. But this one, what's kind of neat is it's got little diamonds that roll around the outside bezel. It's got diamonds on the dial and stuff like that. But again,
That's
even
a regular time one.
yeah, this is a regular time one, but what's really cool with this one, you've got a mother of pearl dial, but it's still an eco drive, so it's actually still getting enough light through the
Is this off center?
through the mother of
It's
pearl.
not
Yeah,
at 3 o'clock.
right.
I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we did this program. I found out that there's a couple watches that go 7 years, and I've liked this watch, but I never noticed that the little crown on the watch is a little off center.
Yeah.
It's like at what, 4 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 4 o'clock position.
That make it more comfortable.
Yep. Yeah. And so they kind of consider that in a lot of instances. They make a golf watch where they actually have the crown on the opposite side. So if you're wearing it,
When you
you're
flex
golfing,
your wrist, it doesn't bite in.
yeah, it didn't poke you in the hand. And it's also made out of titanium with a sapphire crystal and the anti-reflective coating on it. So you don't have the glare, you don't have excessive weight. It also comes with a neoprene strap. So you're not going to like just bake in it, and it's not going to pinch you. The links aren't going to pinch you whenever you're swinging, and it allows it to expand a little bit, because we don't ever recommend you golfing or doing stuff like that with a watch on, because over time it will stretch the links out. Sometimes it can break pins and stuff like that,
Especially
if you're a hacker.
Well, no, I was going to say especially if it's a gold watch.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So.
Yeah. So some of the other cool features, before we get to our really, really cool one, is we've got these. These actually come in really cool packaging here that I think is kind of neat. So they got these little air tanks. It's kind of cool, and then you pop them up, and we've got divers watches. The air tank doesn't actually come with air. Well, it comes with the air that's in it, but it's not compressed.
This part doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
It's
It's just for looks, but it is pretty cool. Divers watches, screw down crowns, and this one's all steel, and does have date rated to 200 meters, which is pretty nice. And Myrtle says she can't hear you this morning. You can't hear us. Well, I don't know what is going on then.
Turn up the volume.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if this does anything. Oh.
We got volume up as much as we can.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on.
Can you read lips?
Yeah, hopefully you can read lips.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll just start talking like we're ventriloquists.
Yeah. The mimes or something.
Yeah. So, we've got that one. Then we've got this one here that's really cool.
Is that one
These
different?
are the Pro Masters. Yep, this is a different diver's watch.
Really? I didn't know we had two. I thought it was just the one.
So, yeah, this one's really cool. This one actually comes with a strap extender too, so that it can go over a wetsuit, which is kind of nice.
So is that one 200 meters also?
Yep, this one is a 200 meter diver. This one's a little bit heavier as far as its thickness.
Boy, I'm glad we did this.
Right.
I didn't know we had two of these either.
Yeah.
I thought they were all the same because they come in the same little air tank.
No,
thing.
they're just all Pro Masters.
Uh-huh.
But this also has your little depth chart on the side here. They do make some more professional ones. No. Oh yeah, I guess it does there.
Yeah.
But they do make some more professional ones of these that are really intense. They actually have a water sensor on the outside, so the
Tell you
moment
when you're in water.
it starts recording it actually starts recording your dive the moment that it senses that it's in water.
Oh, really?
And it will record your max depth, current depth, and I believe one of them actually, I think, still does water pressure. Back in the 90s, they did one called the Aqualand that was orange and black, and you would take the crown out after your dive, and it had a little USB port on the side of the watch, and it would record your dive time, if I remember right, heart rate, oxygen consumption, max depth.
What would be
Dive
nice
time.
is to give you a little 10-minute thing that you're about to run out of oxygen instead of you get up to the top and find out
Well, you already have gauges for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it would actually graph your whole dive on your computer. It had
Well,
whole software
I
that
thought
could-
they had one that you could basically, it was like computerized. You could hook it up to.
Yeah, that's what this one was. But they
But I
don't do
mean-
that anymore.
But I mean,
they don't have
while
it.
you're diving, that was that basically already on the.
No.
No.
But yeah, they didn't make that one for a long time. Now they're making a whole line of the ProMasters.
When we were in Liberal, there wasn't just a ton of people that.
We're diving.
Yeah, there was actually more divers than you would think, and we did.
They weren't doing it there.
No. No.
But they've got the Altacron, which is really cool. That one's for skydiving and mountain climbing, and that one does altitude instead of depth.
Oh, I thought maybe it had like a little parachute on it or something.
No,
You just hang from your arm or something. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
that would be funny. And then they
Want a
have
good
racing.
strap on that one.
They have racing watches. They have pilots watches. They have a lot of pilots watches actually in the
Yeah,
Navahawk series.
one of our better sellers is the Blue Angel watch.
Yeah, they have partnered with Blue Angels for several years now, and they do a Blue Angels pilot watch, which is really intense. Probably the most intense one with that is it's radio controlled, so it receives a signal 2 times a day to make sure that it's accurate to the second with atomic time, and it can actually tell time in 43 different cities around the world. So pretty much every time zone's covered.
That's
And
probably
it can
better
do it.
than me.
Yeah. And it will do 2 simultaneously, one digital, one analog. It will do fuel consumption, oil consumption. It has all your slide rules actually on the watch.
Because you can basically navigate using
You
the
can
watch.
navigate using the watch, yeah. Which is pretty
Although-
intense.
Although what you could do is just take your little navigation device or take your phone,
Your GPS.
yeah, and do it that way.
Yeah, they make those. Yeah. Yeah, the new aeronautics that are going in planes now. Yeah, you would never need this, but say you got into like, a 1950s Cessna that hadn't had new avionics in it, then
You'd like to have that
you'd
watch?
like to have that watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are really cool. Some of those come titanium, and as I mentioned, they are radio controlled. So
Didn't we have like a limited edition one there for a while? A couple of them or something.
yeah, we had a couple of the limited editions that came in like a really cool
Yeah.
little sealed box and
But we don't
and
have any of those
titanium.
left, do we?
No, they only made 2,500 of those worldwide. We got lucky enough to get 2 of them.
No.
But so with that, they do have radio controlled watches. They have some that are the world time ones. Some will
And
tell.
what's this one?
This one, we'll get to this one. In
Oh,
just a
not
second.
yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Yeah. But they have some of the world. They're called World ATs, which are World Atomic Time watches, and most of them will do anywhere between 26 and 43 different time zones. I know that's more time zones than than there
Yeah.
actually are, but they have them in different cities, and
Is
they
there
actually
is
account
there
for
some-
minutes
some-
difference.
Yeah, are there some time zones where it's like
A split. It's a split.
like
it's
12 and a half?
Yeah, and
That's
so
kinda weird.
it'll account for that. Yeah, and yeah, it's very odd, but it's pretty handy. And so with those, they have a, to my recollection, they have a radio signal that goes out from a certain point in every continent, on every continent, so that you can get a signal anywhere in the world.
I wonder who come up with that.
I don't know. But I know that for North America, the signal actually comes out of Denver.
Yeah.
And supposedly covers all the way to Mexico and Canada. And so you can basically set that watch anywhere on demand by doing a button sequence, and it'll tell you if it's received a signal or not, and it will reset itself to current time and date depending on what you have the indicator set out for the time zone you're in. So all you do is, if you change time zones, you change which one you're in, and the watch will reset itself to local time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then we get into the satellite controlled watches, and like this one, this is kind of their big dog here. This is the Satellite Wave Air, all titanium. Actually has a 3-dimensional dial that they modeled after a jet turbine engine, which is pretty cool. This one's actually set by satellite, has a curved sapphire crystal on it. But
yeah, that's a little different. You don't normally sapphire crystals are all flat.
Yeah.
Or a lot of them flat.
This one's a curved sapphire crystal. Comes in a really cool box too. Looks like it's a little spaceship. But yeah, this watch is run by satellite, so you can actually do an on-demand and it will reset itself. I think this one does it within 20 seconds. They now have a satellite GPS that once you change a time zone, you hit a button and within 3 seconds it'll reset to local time.
Well,
you
don't even have to worry about getting to the time zone.
No,
it does it itself.
Yeah, it will find out where it's at.
That's what I'd need.
It'll figure out where it's at.
Ooh, that'd even be better yet if it could tell you where you're at. 'Cause sometimes I get lost.
Yeah, at that point, the watch is probably is the least of your worries.
Okay.
But anyway, the EcoDrive collection and the Citizen collection in general is just, it's really incredible. Made extremely well. They have great warranty. They have a lot of great styles. Did you tell
them how long the warranty was?
Oh, so their warranty, used to, what we did is we fill out a little warranty book while you were purchasing the watch. And that was good for 5 years, and then you'd register it online and get a 6th year. Now you just register it online once you buy it, and you get a 6-year limited warranty on it.
Which is cool. What we do is we tell people to, register that and then not worry about it because you're not going to use it anyways.
No, you're not. you won't use it. We've had maybe a handful of the...
I can't tell you the last one we worked on.
That was due to one of their problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some come in that's had some damage to them. Still, one of my favorite ones to talk about was a customer that we had up in Oklahoma that, the first time this watch come in, and it was a titanium one, first time it come in, it was run over by a loaded grain truck on concrete. And we had to replace the crystal and a couple of pins in the bracelet. But other than that, the watch was still on time and running. And didn't have any other issues. The next time it come in, if I remember right, it got stuck in a grain auger, which I don't know how that happens.
Come off his wrist and went in the grain auger.
Yeah, but same thing, replaced the crystal and a couple of pins in the band and is on his way. And then the last time he brings it in, and decides that he probably needs to get a new one at this point, was replacing the alternator on a combine and shorted it out on
with his watch.
with a wrench on his watch that was on his wrist and burned him pretty good. and welded some of the links together, but the watch was still running.
Yeah.
That's what was really incredible. I mean, I don't know how much electricity went through that thing to weld titanium links together, but basically had to break it off.
Did he finally get another watch?
Yep. Yeah, he bought another watch after that. But I think he'd had that other one for
Yeah, it was a long time.
probably 10 years anyway. And all the stuff that it went through.
I think the one that was amazing to me is when he run over it with that truck.
Yeah.
That was just amazing. I just figured there had been more damage. I mean, granted, the titanium is really strong.
Yeah.
But I just figure...
You know, at that point, you're thinking, it's done.
Yeah.
Nope. Crystal and a couple of pins. I mean, it was pretty simple repair to get it back up and running. Now, it did look a little rough.
Yeah.
You know, when you get some...
Yeah, I don't remember how much that truck weighed, but over, what would it be, 12,000, over 12,000 pounds, I guess.
So, over 6 tons. Yeah. It's got to be...
No,
it's
it
got to
wouldn't
be
have been that much, would it?
Oh, but it was at
I don't
least
remember
that.
how much grain he said that thing held.
Well, either way, I mean, that's not normal wear and tear, but it held up to it. So, but you can check these out here at our store at Suzanne's Jewelers. We're Suzanne's Custom Jewelers. We're in the Town and Country Shopping Center, at the corner of Everhart and Alameda here in Corpus Christi. And you can also look at them on our website, suzannes-jewelers.com. And we always post a Watch Wednesday. So tomorrow, look for the Citizen watch that we'll be featuring tomorrow. And you can also go on their website, citizenwatch.com, and any and all of those that they have on their website are available to us. And so you can contact us here at 361-991-7565 or send us a message right here on Facebook. So we hope you guys enjoyed your tour through Citizen.
Yeah, I learned something.
Yeah. But anyway, we will see you guys next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.